welcome to the Sam and Ray podcast. I'm Sam.
And I'm Ray.
This is obviously our first episode. It is January 18th, 2023, which is, I'm just saying it so that we can remember this day for the rest of our lives because it's going to be great.
And then if we post it up, it'll be like February.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm like, February 23rd. We finally posted it. So I'm Samantha. This is Ray, my husband. We met in 2006, started dating 2007?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got married in 2015.
Woo.
This is not what this podcast is about, honestly. Definitely not a married couple thing.
This podcast is just a general podcast.
Yeah.
Lifestyle. Because, as she mentioned, we've been together forever. And we don't ever really get to have conversations with each other.
You know,
this is really what this is.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys who listen experience not being able to have a conversation with your significant other for whatever reason it may be, for us it's mainly because we're always with our children.
And because we have opposite schedules.
And because we don't like our children to be with anybody.
Are they going to say we don't like our children? I was like, whoa.
No.
You're going to have to take that out of there.
So just as an intro so you guys understand it, we're not here for marriage advice.
No, fuck no, because we can try, but I would not take any of that advice. I'd be like, maybe see a professional.
People look at us like marriage advice.
No.
I mean,
if you want advice to like piss someone off, then yeah, definitely come to one of us.
I mean, granted, we've been together longer than anyone's been together, period. Whether it's marriages or relationships.
Yeah. But seeing how this beginning of the podcast started and we had to start over, this podcast is going to end this marriage.
Nah,
just
I don't
kidding.
think so.
I
think that's just who we are. We just naturally know how to adapt, or at least I do. Anyway, so Samantha, tell us about yourself a little bit.
I seriously hate that question because I don't know me. I mean, I know me, but I don't. It's like one of those questions like you had said earlier, like, don't you remember in elementary school when they said we're going to go around the class, introduce yourself? I'm Samantha. I have 2 kids and I work. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know anything. I talk a lot and I talk a lot to myself because I work by myself. So like I create these scenarios in my head and I just like go through it. That's how I get through my day. I'm always by myself.
I think everybody does that. And I think anyone who doesn't do that is lying. I think we all talk to ourselves.
Okay. I thought I was just mentally. I mean, I am mentally unstable. I'm on medication.
Everybody's mentally unstable.
Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself. I feel like your description of yourself is going to be way better than mine because, let's be honest, out of the 2 of us, who's the cockiest?
I'm not cocky. See, now this is going to be a conversation.
This is going to be a conversation.
I'm not cocky. I'm just confident. And people
What's
think
that
that there's
like?
a difference, but there is a big difference because cocky means you're just an asshole, and I'm not an asshole. I just find myself having to give myself credit for shit because if I don't, who will? You know what I mean?
I give you credit.
You're too busy with the kids to give credit.
Dang.
Which is fine.
Okay, that sounds kind of jealous. You need to reel it in. Those are your children, okay?
No, but it's not a bad thing. That's all you know what I mean? It's just like there's going to be days where maybe you're not feeling something or you're not going to notice something to acknowledge that I'm doing something. So it's just like I got to do it for myself, which is, I mean, it goes both ways. You got to compliment yourself. You got to feel good about yourself. If I'm having a bad day and I don't do it for you.
Yeah, I did compliment myself the other day, but it's going to be a stupid reason. Well, it's not a stupid reason. Okay, let me tell you what happened.
Is it because your butt was looking nice? In the mirror?
No, but thank you. No, I went to the doctor, right? And this is going to be putting myself on blast. But if anybody's ever seen me, like if anybody that knows us has seen me, I'm a bigger girl, okay? I'm thicker than a Snicker. Like, what are you gonna do? Okay, I'm just built the way I'm built. Okay, and if we go to the doctor, as in big girls, they always tell us that we're big girls that we need to lose weight. We're in 2023. We've gotten to a point where we can just accept ourselves. And the doctor told me like, oh, do you want to go see a bariatric surgeon or like surgeon or whatever? And I was like, girl, I'm not that big. I'm like, I'm big, but I'm not that big. Like, geez. But then I started like, no, I'm good. And she's like, are you sure? And I was like, and I smiled at her and I was like, I'm good. And I actually was good. I feel like younger me would have been like, okay, like if you say I'm fat. Now I came home and I was like, bitch, I could steal your man. And I could steal you from your man because I am that
Wait a
sexy.
minute.
So I felt confident in that. So yeah, you're right. You got to compliment yourself. I'm a sexy
You're
bitch.
saying all this, and your man is sitting here.
I stole you too. No, just kidding. No, I didn't. Let's take that back because that's gonna start a whole no.
It don't
no.
even matter. 'Cause
It was
even if you did, that was like fucking.
no, I didn't. Even if you did, no. First of all,
That was almost 20 years
I
ago.
didn't. She wanted to say that I did. We're gonna get into that in another episode.
That's just because she's retarded and she didn't know who was who back then.
Also, she got pregnant by somebody else while she was dating Ray. So, who's the hoe here? Okay, I didn't do anything. She was just mad. Okay, anyways.
Anyway.
So you're right. I have to talk myself up, and at that, you're right. I did that last week, and I was like, I'm a sexy bitch.
You have to, because if you don't do it for yourself, no one else is gonna do it. Not saying that no one else will do it, but you have to. That's the mindset you have to have.
Yeah.
That's the mindset I have, but that probably like stems from back in the day. Like I used to always tell people that I couldn't do shit, or people used to always tell me that I couldn't do shit. So in my head, as I got older, I was just like, man, fuck it. I'm gonna just tell myself that I'm good at this. So I'm gonna tell myself I'm gonna walk the way I walk because I don't want no one to fucking tell me that I can't.
Which I appreciate about you sometimes, not all the time, because I do get mad. Like, damn, like give me some of that, and I'll give you some of my.
Oh, I gave you some. You got 2 kids out of it.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, but I mean, I'm glad you're like that because I feel like if I had married somebody who was like me, who was always like, I'm not good at anything, then our kids would be like that. And our kids, I've got to tell you, are the cockiest little buttholes I've ever met in my entire life. Your daughter stares at herself in the mirror for hours.
As she
And
should.
she's like, I'm really pretty. And I was like,
And
you
she
are.
is.
And she was like, everybody's going to be jealous. And I was like,
And they will
oh
be.
my God. And they will be. And Josh, he has that.
He doesn't have to say nothing. He kind of has like this walk, kind of like me, where it's just like, and I will have to always explain that shit to him. Like, there's gonna be people that are gonna not fucking like you just because they're not as confident as
Yeah.
you. For the same reason that you just said right now. Like, you can't stand that I'm that cocky.
But I'm not a dick to you.
No, but there's people that will be. There's obviously
Yeah,
levels to
that's
shit.
true.
But back to my intro.
Oh, sorry. See, this is what this podcast is about. We go off tangent. I mainly go off tangent. He has to reel me back
might have
in.
to change that.
We have to change it?
The Sam and Ray podcast, and then like underline off tangent.
Off tangent.
That'd be
That's
tight.
good. Yeah, that's a good one.
That'd be really fucking dope.
We could get merged with fucking
Merch.
fucking
Oh, man,
first
just talking
episode.
about
Oh
merch.
man, I'm gonna fucking.
But see, that's how you're
fucking
supposed to fucking think.
Sweatshirt that says off tangent.
Off tangent. That is actually dope.
And then like, what were we talking about?
Hey, we already put the date on here so that if anyone
Copyrighted.
tries to take our shit, we've already expressed the copyright on that. So
Oh my god, we can get hats that say off tangent.
seriously.
Oh, I want a hat that says ... What were we talking about? How did we get to this? That always happens in my conversations with people because I just go off because like I said, I work alone. And so when I finally see somebody, I'm like, oh my God, somebody to fucking talk to. Go ahead, continue.
I was just waiting. I didn't
Continue.
know if you
I'll
wanted-
allow you. I'll be quiet now. Go ahead.
Okay. I didn't know if I got to get like a tag in like the WWF. Like, hey, tag me in. It's my turn. I feel like if we were a tag team in wrestling, you would like think about tagging me in, but you'd be too busy still
Be like,
trying to
"Nah,
whoop
you know
some
what? Fuck
ass."
it. I'll just do it
man,
myself.
fuck I got this.
I just, you know what? Just sit back. Just
Stand
sit
right
back.
there. Meanwhile, you're getting
Watch this, watch
beat
this.
up. I'll fight. I'm good. I'm good.
Anyways, continue. So you're cocky.
So no, I'm cocky. I'm not cocky. I'm confident. Again, that stems back to just growing up the way I grew up, and I wouldn't even say because my mom used to always tell me I could do things. Like my mom never told me I couldn't do anything, but I don't know. That's just. I guess that's my intro. I'm just apparently to some I'm cocky. I tend to say I'm an asshole, and then some people say, no, you're not an asshole.
Yeah,
you're
you
just
are.
honest, which I am honest.
I would, and
To a fault.
yeah, and then I would say also like you're a half glass full type of person. I'm a glass half empty. Sometimes there's not even a glass. There's just water everywhere. That's me.
You know what? To say that, I think you have to be like, I don't think I'm optimistic or pessimistic. I think I'm just real. Like, I don't know when a situation isn't going to pan out. So it's just like, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm not good. Like, if it's not going to work, then it's not going to work. So let's just fucking move on to the next thing.
No, I panic
Yeah. See, I'm not,
because I need it to work.
I don't like, I would like to approach things as half glass full or half, but I don't. I experienced that this weekend, and one of my clients, for obviously all of you don't know yet, but I'm a Miami Dolphin fan, and we actually made it into.
But also, when you say client, are you like,
Oh,
what are you? Are you a
yes, look at
hooker,
she's
a male
correcting me.
hooker, or
yes, I am a male hooker.
what kind of client?
Occupation wise, I am a barber and a DJ, and I like to dabble in photography a little.
Dabble in photography. Shut the fuck up.
So I was speaking to one of my clients at the barbershop, and he was just like, man, you were going in on us on the chat. I said, I wasn't going in on you. I was just being realistic. I mean, the Dolphins haven't been in the playoffs in how many years? And when we finally make it, we go in with our third string quarterback against a team that's been kicking everyone's ass. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, we're going to make it. Because then if we make it, every team we play after that in the playoffs is going to be better. So why? And we barely made it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, we're going to be great. Now, if we were great all season, I'd be half glass full. But in that moment, I was just being realistic. Like, man, he made a good play. That was awesome. Congratulations. But it's not going to work. Like, we're not going
Yeah.
to, even if we won, we would win just to say we made it into the playoffs. And for me, that's not acceptable. Like, you're either going to win or you're going to lose the whole thing. So,
I'm sorry, I zoned out. I mean, I was listening, but when you talk about football and stuff like that, it's just like what? I'm only excited for Super Bowl because of Rihanna.
oh, yeah, Rihanna.
Yeah. See, and I feel like this is her coming and doing this is like her announcement of like, I might have music, new music coming. You know? I'm
You know
excited.
what?
It's been, what, 6 years?
That's funny you say that because so on my Twitch, when I DJ my sets on Twitch, one of the followers is a real big Rihanna fan. And I think she had that same assumption too. Like, so when Rihanna, like a couple months back, she was trying to like hint like some type of comeback.
Yeah.
Right away, everybody thought it was like, oh, the album's coming like in a
Yeah.
month, and it ended up just being the single to Black Panther.
Oh, okay. See, and I didn't even know she had a single to Black Panther.
Yeah, and then I think it's called "Lift Me Up" or something like that. But then you get that, and then like the announcement of the Super Bowl. You never know, or she could just be one of those. I mean, I think she's solidified herself as an artist to just be like,
I can do it whenever the fuck I
yeah, I'll
can.
just do whatever the fuck I want whenever.
Surprise!
I want. Yeah. With her
And everybody's
Barbados
like,
accent.
fuck yes! Everybody's excited. Just like Adele when we were waiting, like, fuck. When is this album gonna come out?
That lady's something else.
And then she finally gets divorced, and we're like, fuck, we're gonna get a good album, man. That's sad that we're like, she's got divorced, we're gonna get an album.
But that's her fault for people thinking that way. Just like her and Taylor Swift, they're banking off of misery, which I guess is a good way of going about it.
Okay. But seeing that you brought up them, oh my God, can we talk about Miley Cyrus's new song Flowers?
Go for it.
I'm
So explain
can't.
if no one.
Oh yeah, if you guys don't know, it's what's the song by Bruno Mars?
Bruno Mars. Oh man, I forgot the name of it.
I can I'm not
Go
gonna
ahead,
sing.
sing
I'm not
it.
gonna. I'm not gonna do it because
I'm about to hit one of these sample buttons. I'm gonna give you a crowd right now.
do it.
Get it.
Thank you. I know. Thank you so much. It's fantastic. I'm amazing. I'm so talented. No, but Flowers by Miley Cyrus. It was she sampled Bruno Mars. I can't remember the song now because my brain is just like, but anyways, we'll get into that when I can remember. but it's such a good song because you talk about like heartbreak and stuff like that. And then Shakira came out with one that's really good. But then her ex that she came out with kind of like,
Who's her?
wait, what?
You're talking about?
Oh,
Miley
Shakira.
Cyrus.
Sorry. Shakira's ex, whoever the fuck it is. Anyways. Sorry, I had to turn my phone off. My producer / husband is
No,
like,
you're throwing your phone.
oh, sorry.
Stop
He's
throwing
like,
your
don't you
phone.
fucking look at that thing.
Stop throwing your phone.
I will place it nicely.
Look, whoever texts or calls you from now on, we're throwing them on the podcast.
I'm
live.
sorry. Yeah. No, Lydia would love that.
Oh God. Never
Other
mind.
than you, that's the
Never
only
mind.
person who texts me or snaps me.
So, what's the premise of the Miley Cyrus song?
The premise is basically like, F you. I can do all these things myself. I don't need you to do it for me. I can be my own.
And is that direct to somebody, or is
That
just
is to
a
Liam.
meta?
We're saying it's Liam
Who's
Hemsworth.
Lear?
Everybody who stands Miley Cyrus.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You know who's a Miley Cyrus stan? You know? Your daughter. Last night, she saw her performing Party in the USA.
Oh,
Is it
really?
Party in the USA? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it's called. She's excited. She said she was going to have you play it in the car for her.
I have it. I play it. Actually, I have it. I have that lined up for the marathons coming up.
Should
I
we-
have like a beat version of it that I like playing. I think Miley Cyrus is like. I don't think anyone could hate Miley Cyrus. If you hate on Miley Cyrus, you're really just a hater.
Yeah. Yeah. All deep. Yeah. For sure. You're
That's not a jab at Miley Cyrus, by the way, because like, from what I understand, Miley has like some type of like a medical condition. with
Oh,
her
you
throat.
meant a jab at what I did right now.
Yeah.
No, I was.
Yeah, I had to
No.
clarify that real quick.
Oh,
'cause-
that's my bad. I'm sorry. No, yeah. That wasn't. I
Look.
just did it.
Look, just to be clear, ladies and gentlemen,
My wife is dumb.
no, we're not really like PC like that. Okay, so we tend, and I don't say that like meaning we don't care about people's feelings. It's more so we don't think about them.
We don't think. 'Cause
It's just like we just go on
we
with
just
the
talk.
convo. So if
Yeah.
you get offended by it,
wipe your tears. Come back later.
this
I
is-
don't know what to
yeah,
tell you.
Yeah, this is your apology now. 'Cause
I'm
I'm
sorry.
Not gonna apologize
I'm
later.
sorry that you're so sensitive. We grew up. What fucking 90s? Everybody was making fun of everybody.
Me and my brother used to always talk about stuff like that. Like, man, you can't hang out with us if you can't take all the shit that we give, because
Yeah.
but a lot of people could always give it, like they're like start talking shit,
But they can't
but
get.
they can't never take it, and it's like
They can't.
once you feel like you need to fight me, and I get people to that point, like,
You really do, because I could fight you on a daily.
but see,
I could punch you in the throat a couple times.
and I do it without being personal. That's the crazy part about it. Always
Yeah.
like when I argue, I wouldn't say argue, but when I go back and forth with people,
No, you argue.
I already know the step. The step is going to be like us bantering with each other. Then the next step is going to be like just the other person trying to be like big balls, like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I could do this and that. Like, all right, cool. And then if I keep jabbing at them, the next thing ends up being like a your mama joke. And then I got to look at them like, yeah, I don't play that one, bro. Then they're going to have to find out.
Oh my god!
So if you want to go back and forth with me,
Don't do it.
the only two
Don't do
rules I give you, if mainly only one rule.
Don't bring your family
Yeah,
into it.
don't make it personal. I could talk about everything and anything about you in front of you.
Oof.
Don't say nothing about my
Yeah.
mama.
Don't say nothing about my kids either. Well, I'll joke about my kids because my kids. Oh my god,
They're funny.
dude!
They're hilarious.
I swear, getting kids up. If any of you guys have kids, getting kids up in the morning is so exhausting. I just want to go back to bed when I'm done. Our daughter is 6, going on 18, and I swear to you, every morning it's a challenge. And I just like I'm done when she's done ready and like she's gone for school. It's like I'm ready for bed again because she makes me exhausted. It's a battle. Kara, get up. 5 more minutes. I was like, get up. That wasn't even 5 minutes. I was like,
all of a sudden, she knows how to count minutes.
yeah, all of a sudden. And then I want my hair like this.
Mind you, she's only 6.
6. I want my hair like this. You're not even doing it right. I was like, well, if you'd stop fucking moving, I could do it. But if you continue moving and wasting my time,
God, you talk to your kids.
fuck
that
yeah,
way?
fuck yeah. Yeah, no, okay, maybe, yeah, no, fuck yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Here's the thing. I feel like when people do that, like, oh my God, your kids, don't come at me about my kids until you've either one, had kids, or two, fucking deal with, okay, I feel like the people who say that, who have children, are also the ones who allow their child to just get away with murder, get away with everything.
I wouldn't say that.
I do.
I don't know. I always say to each their own. You raise your kid the way you're going to raise yours. I'm going to raise mine the way I raise mine.
Exactly. But I mean, don't tell me
But
like, oh
don't-
my
yeah.
God, you're so mean to your kid. Okay, well, here's the thing. I will discipline my child and they are going to be respectful of you. I notice that your child is a turd because you don't tell them anything. So let's not get on that. Okay.
Are you yelling at me? Because I didn't say
Oh my
anything.
God, I'm getting irritated already.
You're irritated.
Come at me. I dare you. Like, my children are not perfect. My children will never be perfect. No one's child is perfect. But as a parent, there is no perfect parent. And I'm telling you right now, if you're going to tell somebody about their parenting, I'm pretty sure you're fucking up somewhere too.
Now,
Oh, you know what?
quick
This is
pause.
a topic for another fucking time. I'm already getting heated.
Quick pause.
Like I said, I'm the nice one out
Quick
of the...
pause. This is why we're going to have to change this to off tangent because we went from Miley Cyrus
No, we went to introducing ourselves.
into all of a sudden now we're talking about people talking shit to us that haven't even talked shit to us.
It's an imaginary person across from me and be like, well, you want to know why though? It's because I do, like, I don't know, forget it. We're done. We're done with this conversation about parenting. If you would like to
Look,
send us an email,
you know what,
our
though?
email is...
For sure, like on this, I know for sure, like I'm not going to give anybody marriage advice. I'll tell you how our marriage works.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give anybody any parenting
Oh, fuck
advice.
no, we're
I'll,
not.
I'll show you how I am a parent. And some people be like, man, your kids, for that same aspect of like, people wonder why our kids are respectful. Well, it's because I think for us, we're real with our children. We keep it honest. I've never felt the need to have to baby my children. I don't see the point in that.
I do baby my children on sometimes.
But one of the things that I always tell people is your children are a lot smarter than you give them credit for, and you're enabling them from being as great as they can be because you feel the need to use the excuse they're just children, and that's not a valid excuse. Like children are still they're sponges. They're soaking in everything that you do and say. So if you make a mistake and then it has to do with them, oh well, they're just children. They won't understand. No, they do understand, and they're notating all this shit. And when they get older, you wonder why children have animosity towards their parents. You wonder why things happen that shouldn't be happening. Is because when they were little. Your main excuse was, it's okay, they're children. Or, it's okay, they could get away with that. And then when they get older and they're not supposed to be getting away with it, you wonder why. Well, because...
And then you're all mad.
Yeah, they got used to you letting them get away with shit. So it's just like...
Exactly. And I have to say that I am on that fence because I do baby my kids. I do. And then they do take advantage of it. And then they're like surprised to see mean mom. And then I'm surprised when they don't. It's like...
I don't think you baby them. I just think you show them more like the fun side.
Yeah.
Because to me, babying is like a goo,
I'll wipe
or
your butt for the rest of
or just being like not letting them do shit on their own. Like, I don't know. My mom, when we were younger, I think my mom even told Josh when we went over her house the other day, like I was 10, 11 years old, I was already cooking and cleaning and doing my own shit.
working on the roof.
And then we obviously found out the reasons why, and she ended up talking about it. But it was just like she thinks about it, and she's like, man, it's not fair, but at the same time, you can't place blame or you can't regret things because it's turned me into the person that I am now. And again, we don't have a traditional marriage.
No.
We don't have.
Okay, wait. You got to explain that. When he says we don't have a traditional marriage, no, it is not an open marriage.
Yeah, no, we're not open
Keep
marriage.
your hands off my man. Unless you're Alicia Keys, I said it was okay.
No, but it's more like, I think in today's society of women wanting to do what women have to do to like, as like equality, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always tell you.
Where are we going?
No, I always tell you, you don't have to work if you don't want to work.
Oh, but I have to.
But
because
if
I
you
go
have to,
crazy.
then go to work. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? And that's your decision. But that in my head, just because I told you you don't have to go to work, and you just decide to, that doesn't mean that I'm also expecting you to cook and clean every fucking day.
Yeah.
And make sure that there's like, look, there's food in the fridge. If it makes it to the table or not, that ain't on any of us.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the kids are fed.
Yeah.
I don't need a hot plate when I get home. And a lot of dudes would be like, oh, no, fuck that. Look, bro, man up. Make your own fucking shit.
Yeah.
I don't need someone to cook for me. I could cook on my own. If my wife says I don't want to cook today, like, all right, cool. As long as the kids ate.
Last night.
You know what I mean? It's like, then
That was
I'm
me
good
last
with it.
night,
Like,
yeah.
fuck it. We have frozen chicken nuggets in the fridge or in the freezer.
And Kara loves cereal.
So it's just
Even
like,
if I cook, she will eat a bowl of cereal.
yeah. So it's just like, we don't have those, oh, here's the fucking checklist of what we have to do.
Yeah. So you're the man. You're gonna do this.
You know what I mean?
And then your wife is gonna do this because she's the woman. And then,
We just know, like, look,
here's your strong suit. You do
Yeah.
this.
like, you do this. Like, all right, cool. I suck at that.
Thursday,
but you
I
do
have to
that.
work until 5, so you're gonna cook dinner, okay?
Yeah, right. Well, that just started, by the way.
Yeah,
but,
that just started. But
it's
either
just,
way,
it's one of those things where it's like, you got to learn how to adjust. And I think when a lot of people end up having issues is when they stop adjusting. They get so complacent with how fucking things are, and they think that that's how everything's going to be for the rest of their life. It's like, no, this year things are going to be different than last year, and
Yeah.
the year after,
because
everything's
things
gonna
change, you gotta adjust. It's not
Yeah.
gonna always stay the same day to day. Things fucking change.
Yep.
Even though I hate change, I hate it so much. I'm okay. Well,
Complacent.
since we're still doing technically introductions, and we veered off of that. I'm a very anxious person. I've dealt with anxiety and depression for years, even before I knew what it was, because I was a kid. I didn't know what that feeling was, but you'll hear it come out in this podcast. You'll hear my anxieties. Maybe not all of them, because I don't think I'm ready to share every single anxiety I have, but change is one of them. I hate change. It makes me like want to just curl up into a ball and not move, you know?
I think everybody has. I don't think maybe to that extent. I would say everybody, but I think a lot of people don't like change.
But I feel like people,
It's
even though
uncomfortable.
they do, I feel like other people take it better than I do. You know?
That's the inside looking in. That, like, you saying that's you just saying it
Yeah.
because it's you.
Yeah. I'm
I've-
all knotted up inside. How come nobody looks like that?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Even thinking about this going out, I'm already having anxiety about what people are gonna say. And
Well, see, that's the cool
See,
thing about
yeah.
this is our conversation.
yeah.
These are the conversations we have. These I think the conversations a lot of couples have besides work, you know, and
Yeah.
that's kind of like maybe one thing I would like to stray away from, like having conversations that don't have to do with shit that makes you fucking miserable.
Yeah. Well, see, I will never talk about work because I love my job. Sometimes
Now you love your
I love my job now. Last year, can I say it? Can I say that? Can I say it?
You could say what you did. I wouldn't say where you work, because what if you go shopping there and then you become famous and then
They can suck it and then they can pay
but
me.
they got good stuff
They
there.
do have good stuff.
So don't burn the bridge. Just step on it a little bit.
Their logos, one of their logos is blue and white. The other logo is red and white.
And you know the other reason why I say don't say it?
We don't
where
want to
it's
get
at?
sued.
No. I don't think you can.
If I have to go back.
I don't think you can get sued, but I don't think all of them are like that. I think just the location. And that's what you can't
Yeah.
justify everybody's experience based off of the
That's
one
true.
location that you were at,
Yeah.
because it's the people that you were with, not
It's the
not
people that
company.
I was with. if I ever want to talk to them, I'm going to have to give them code names just in case this ever pops off. Well, no, I'm gonna call them out by name.
Because if they come at you, I don't want to have to be put in jail.
Oh.
That's one
But
thing.
anyways, yeah, no, like I love my job now, not from last year. If you guys are hearing,
before you were in retail.
I was in retail. Retail sucks balls. If everybody shops, be nice to your retail people. Okay. It's hard out there. And especially having to deal with the people who make your schedule and you have to, what's the word that you have to, go to. There's a word. I'm going to find it in like 10 minutes and then I'm going to have to go back to this. I can't even think of the word. I have brain farts as well sometimes. But the job I have now, I love it so much. That's cool. I get very emotional because I love it. And these little babies that I see on a daily, they make my heart so happy.
You know what's funny is I remember when my mom.
I'm already crying.
I remember when my mom got into working for the school district.
I said I wasn't going to say what I was doing.
You work for the school district.
Don't say which one.
Why would I?
Okay, thank you.
I'm the one that told you not to say.
I appreciate it. No, I was going to say about the retail store, but you're right.
No. But I remember when my mom got into, I think it was when I was probably like 10, 11 years old maybe. And she would tell the story that she would just see all these like little girls like in their ponytail.
Oh, but you gotta tell her why. Like she only had 2 boys at the time.
Oh yeah, my mom only had at the time. It was just me and my brother, so she would just see all the little girls. And mind you, when she worked at the school, I think she worked in the kindergarten area too. So they were like Kara's age. She just seen a bunch of little.
Cute.
Yeah, so I when you say that, it brings me back to my mom talking about stuff like that, and I get it. I get what you're saying.
It's so emotional. I never thought that I would cry every day at retail because it was just a whole different out of misery, out of just self-loathing, out of just hating my life. And then I get to where I'm working, and I cried at a spelling bee. I cried because the little girl was second place.
Because
she didn't make it to like the full spelling bee. I'm crying now. I can still see her little face.
But in your head, were you like, man, girl, you're the first loser?
No.
I'm sorry.
That's horrible. No, I cried for her because and they had even given her a medal because like they had made it to a round where these kids all got like a little medal to wear. And when she didn't make it to first place and she was second, I want to say she was like first or second grade. She's walking out looking really sad. And then she takes off the medal. Do I have to give it back? And they're like, no, honey, that's for you. And I was like, you keep that medal. You worked hard for it.
Well, see, at least.
And I cried. I'm still crying.
At least it was for a place, like a placement. I don't want to sound like a dick, but anyone who didn't get like the first 3 placements, I'm not giving you a participation trophy. Fuck that.
Oh, you don't believe in everybody's a winner?
No, I think that's why people are so like soft now. I think it's like you got to understand you're either gonna fucking win or you're gonna lose. And if you lost, that doesn't mean you fucking suck. That just means you better figure out a way to win next time. That's it. There's nothing. It's black and white. I don't know how society.
I feel like there's a limit. I feel like if they're like first or second, like, oh, they're babies, Mm-hmm. 3rd grade, it's like, okay, now we got to get into like the real, like, okay, not everybody's a winner. Okay. Not everybody's going to win. And that's okay. Next time. 4th grade. Yeah, no, you got to try harder.
You're going to hate me for this, but even when they're like,
they're babies.
T-ball, like, I'm not going to give you a trophy for T-ball, bro.
Those are babies. Like, okay, my nephew Derek, he's playing T-ball, which I didn't know about until I got a picture. But
I didn't know about that either.
Yeah, I didn't.
So this has no reference towards my nephew.
No,
he's number 1 always.
Yeah,
anyway,
see,
so whatever
exactly.
Whatever the fuck
see,
you guys
that's
say.
not right. But see, if he,
but you know why?
He's just a baby.
It's because he's relative to me, right?
So you care.
So but if he was to ever to lose, I would express to him how to win, right?
Yeah.
Or if he ever felt like he didn't make it, be like, look, just because you didn't make it this time doesn't mean you can't make it next time. Don't let one loss determine the rest of your existence and trying to do anything. That doesn't make sense. I think a lot of people
don't be a quitter just because of that one moment.
Because when people they look back at their life, there's always that one triggered moment where you're like, oh man, I'm this way because of that. It's like, man, you really let the smallest thing
that happened to you when you were 5.
Yeah, affect your whole fucking life. Like, I get it, it sucked, but you're fucking like 25, you're 35, you're 45.
Like, suck it up, homie.
Yeah, get over that shit already, bro. Like,
you lost the T-ball game, okay? It's fine. Just suck it up. No, but like what I'm saying is like, I don't know. I get emotional with the little ones as they get older. Not so emotional. I'm like,
you know what? I wouldn't say mixed emotions because I love watching little kids like thrive. I like watching them get like excited about shit. But there are some that I'm just like, man.
You know what?
I really wish one of these other little nice kids fucking tripped you up a little bit. I get a couple sometimes, or like I'll look at them like. Because obviously being in a barbershop, I see some kids with their parents, and I'm just looking like, man, someone's gonna serve you one day, kid.
And you're like, and I hope I'm there to see it.
Yeah. Or at least hear the story about it. Yeah. Man, like, stop being so rude.
And since everybody has their phones out all the time, I hope someone records it and sends it to me.
I need to see this shit on TikTok. Jesus Christ.
Like, damn, I'm going to save that to my favorites. It made my day.
I tell you walk in the shop, I'm gonna cast it onto the TV. I'm not going to do that for us, guys. Relax.
No, relax. I'm like, oh my God, he's so mean. You're like, no. But sometimes you can't tell me that even as the nicest person in the entire fucking world, there is not one person that you're like, oh God, I hope karma gets you so hard. I hope it gets you. Like there was one time, and I don't know why it always brings me back to like this one particular moment. My grandma, may she rest in peace, she would go with me to take Josh to our WIC appointments, right? And I needed my grandma there as support. But I would also have to get her off the car because she was like, not walking very well. And then I also had to get Josh off the car. So I'm struggling. And there's this one bitch. She saw us coming. I had my grandma in one arm. I had the car seat in another. And she let the door shut in my face. So at the same time, when we're both walking out, me, poor little granny, and my son, and then the same bitch, we get in the car at the same time. Tell me why karma got her. She backed too far and she hit a fucking bush and the wall. And I just laughed and I backed out of my car nice and slow and I left.
Wait,
I was like,
how did she hit a bush and a wall?
Because the bush was connected to the wall.
I was gonna say, but the bush comes before the wall.
Yeah, and I was like, that's karma, honey. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, I know God would never be like, hey, let me get this girl for you, but I feel like me and God are on each other's teams.
I think he's on everybody.
He's on. Yeah, we have an understanding. I feel like God is funny. I feel like he has a sense of humor because there's been some stuff that I'm like, I feel like sometimes he's watching and he's rolling like, man, I told you.
Well, with that being said, this is our first episode.
Off Tangent. I think it's going to have to be called Off Tangent.
The Sam and Ray podcast, Off Tangent, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to go
again,
to work.
I'm Ray.
I'm Sam.
And we appreciate you guys for tapping in.